talking about Drake Maye and a defensive coordinator that dealt with him. And the hope one day around here is that Drake Maye will be a top 10 NFL quarterback. He is not right now. Certainly not on the ESPN list.
What are you talking about? ESPN makes up lies.
Yeah, I think it's a stretch to try to argue Drake Maye at this point into the top 10. You might be able to sneak him in the top 15, certainly into the top 20, top 10. Tough to argue because the group has actually gotten more exclusive, Fitzy, because in their lead-in to their list today, ESPN writes that in most years, at least 16 quarterbacks get significant votes from this panel around the NFL of executives and coaches for the top 10. This year,
a significant number of quarterbacks receive votes. Okay.
No. Get significant votes. 16 of them. Half the league
16
gets significant votes. This year, only 12 players got votes in the top 10. So it's a more sort of precise list where everybody has the same group.
Should we guess?
What?
Can I guess all 12?
Well, I can give them to you because they're available on ESPN.
Okay. All right, let's go then.
Okay. So Patrick Mahomes is first, for example. The ESPN continues to do it the same way.
Slam dunk, yeah.
They tell you his highest ranking on anyone's list, his lowest ranking, and what last year's rank was. His highest ranking was number 1. His lowest ranking this year was number 4. Someone, at least one person, voted that Patrick Mahomes is the 4th best quarterback right now in the NFL, which I find interesting.
He would not leave my top 3.
Yeah, he wouldn't leave mine either. Josh Allen comes in number 2 for ESPN. His highest ranking is 1.
Either, yeah.
His lowest ranking is 4. He was number 3 last year. Number 3 this year is Joe Burrow. His highest ranking is number 1. Somebody voted he's the best quarterback in football.
That person is very smart.
The lowest said he was the 5th best quarterback in football. Feels too low to me. I don't know how you can argue anybody can be.
How do you put Joe Burrow outside of the top 4, if not the top 3? Because I can tell you the top 4, specifically not having read over the list so I could kind of process and react to this live, Andy. You can move them around however you wish, but if your top 4 isn't Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, and Joe Burrow, then you don't deserve to watch any more football because obviously you haven't watched previously.
We don't always agree, Fitzy, but that is something I could not agree with you anymore on. There are 4 elite quarterbacks right now in the NFL. If you want to parse them and move them around a little bit, that's fine, but there's 4. There are
ascending talents that may soon be knocking on the door of the top 5, Andy, but they are ascending talents who have not done it as consistently for as long as Jackson, Burrow, Mahomes, and Allen.
Number 5 is a newcomer, obviously, because he was a rookie. You know who that is? That would be Jaden Daniels, the 5th best quarterback in football.
Who I think is going to rock it this year, and you think is going to suck it.
No, not suck it. And I wouldn't have added it to it. I just might have said suck, but I don't even believe he'll suck. I just think he's going to have a regression year. He and his team are going to take a step back. Interestingly, I find, though, his highest ranking was 5th, and he came in at 5th on the list, which I thought was interesting. And his lowest was 10, but everybody had him in the top 10. That is it for the 5 guys that were on every ballot. Now, number 6 overall.
That's it for the 5 guys on every ballot?
Yep, because now we get into guys that were unranked on some ballots. That would be Matthew Stafford, who is 4th on the highest ranking and unranked with some ballots. Then you go to Justin Herbert, was 7th, but his highest ranking was 3rd. So I'm guessing that...
Who drinks before they vote on these things?
I'm guessing that would be the ballot that bumped Joe Burrow down to 5th. If you put Justin Herbert at 3rd, that bumps Burrow down a spot to 5th. But the lowest ranking for Justin Herbert was unranked. There are some people, so that's a pretty big discrepancy for Justin Herbert there. 8th was Jared Goff. He was 5th on the highest, lowest was unranked. 9th was Jalen Hurts, 6th on the highest, lowest unranked. And 10th was Baker Mayfield, whose highest ranking was 5th. He made it into the top 5 on at least one ballot.
Don't say.
Which I found interesting. And then the 2 honorable mentions, others getting votes, C.J. Stroud and Jordan Love. So
all of that tracks.
So you don't think there's any omissions there? That's a good, solid, because others that did receive votes but didn't get honorable mention, Kyler Murray, Brock Purdy, Dak Prescott, Aaron Rodgers, Tua, and another rookie. Another rookie, but his name is not...
Bo Nix.
Yeah, it's Bo Nix. It's not Drake Maye. So
you know what? One of the Bo Nix threw 29 touchdowns last year. That doesn't stink by any stretch.
No, it doesn't. He landed in a nice system for him. That was sort of the
I
pre-draft.
knew the word system was going to come in, and you're not wrong in using it, because sometimes your skill set needs the right coach, the right playbook, the right surrounding talent. It's a fit. It's a marriage. From day one, we knew why Sean Payton was so enamored of Bo Nix. That was his Drew Brees 2.0.
So we continue to anoint Patrick Mahomes the best quarterback in football. Is there any question in your mind about that? Has anybody gotten...
He's not my number one.
Okay, so who's your number one quarterback?
Joe Burrow.
Okay. Because
I think Joe Burrow is hands down the best quarterback in the NFL. Now, could you say some of that is a product of the fact that he throws to 2 of the 12 best receivers? I would say almost inarguably the best wide receiver in the NFL, who's currently going number 1 overall in fantasy football rankings and drafts. Maybe, but I just think Joe Burrow has all of it, everything, it and beyond, from the accuracy to the arm strength to the will, the desire, the killer instinct, and that thing that we talked about last week from the Netflix quarterback series. He wants to be great, and he's willing to put in the time and the effort. He's impossible to please and will not accept second best, and I think that's some of that goes beyond physical skill when you're trying to figure out what makes a quarterback great.
Before I go to Dan Ball here, I got to go to the text line. 508 says, and it's like they were responding to you, except I think this actually came in before you finished what you just said. Burrow stinks. He's only good because of Chase. Even Jefferson in Minnesota made Sam freaking Darnell look good. Burrow stinks. In what world does Burrow stinks? Because you know who I think agrees with you that Joe Burrow might be the best quarterback in football?
Who dat?
The defensive coordinator of the Kansas City Chiefs, because in that quarterback mic'd up
Steve
segment,
Spagnuolo.
He goes, other than our guy, you're the best in the game. And I think that's his way of coming really close to saying, you're actually the best in the game right now. Like, he's not going to say it, obviously. He's going to support his guy, but I think Steve Spagnuolo might agree with you that Joe Burrow could be the best. Dan Ball!
We're kind of wading into Brady waters first and foremost, where it's already the difference between greatest and best, or greatest and most talented, where Brady for the back half of his career was always going to be the greatest, even if maybe in year to year he wasn't always the best. I would agree with Fitzy that it's not Mahomes, but I think I would go Allen, just the mixing the ability to throw and run, and also not having in this post-Stephon Diggs world, not having a true number one to throw to, but still elevating his numbers, knocking down the picks. So that's kind of where I would lean.
Yeah, Mahomes is just, he gets the benefit of the doubt, and he should. Like, I believe he's earned the benefit of the doubt in terms of what he's accomplished and the way he's done it. You know, the Brady comparisons are always going to be there, and I keep saying some of it is the way the evolution of his career. You know, big plays, big numbers. Oh, this year we don't have the horses and things are down. My yards per attempt are going to be down. We're going to do it a different way. We're going to lean on defense. Defense is better than offense. Like, the Mahomes way is the Brady way. It's the winning way. And some of that ties into, I also believe, he's got a great coach that I think convinces him, much like the Patriots did at various times with Tom Brady, hey, the best way to win is to hand the ball to Sony Michel and to run behind James Devlin. And I think that happens in Kansas City. I think Andy Reid says, listen, I know you're great and you want to have fun and you want to throw all over the place and do these things. The best way for us to win this year is to play some defense and to not make mistakes and win lower scoring games.
Correct. And that is why, but the ability to be able to, like, a certain intangible that doesn't get talked about because it's not like a quantifiable stat, Andy, is the quarterback's ability to, like, neuro-link with their head coach or their offensive coordinator or both if it's in the right system, and sort of be the extension of the play caller, of the person running the team and the scheme on field. And obviously Brady with Belichick and McDaniels did that and did it at the highest level for such a long time. And I have to say, that's one of the things where I have to give Mahomes his flowers, and a lot of flowers at that, because he seems like he is everything Andy Reid always wanted his quarterback to be on field, from the processing, the reads, the lateral movement, and just his improvisational genius. It seems to just work brilliantly in Andy Reid's hyper-creative offense.
So I actually think the biggest question, if you're going to do one of these QB ranking lists right now, the biggest question is who's number 5. It's a very simple question. We touched on who the 4 people are ahead of him, and then it's who's number 5. They have Jaden Daniels, and I go, well, didn't Jalen Hurts just win the Super Bowl? Didn't he just go to another Super Bowl? Didn't Jalen Hurts just get the job done however he had to get the job done? Like, if I'm Jalen Hurts, I read this and say, wait, the guy had one good rookie year in which he didn't make it to the Super Bowl. He lost the NFC title game. Like, I think Jalen Hurts gets disrespected here. And I don't actually think Jalen Hurts is great. But what he's
two NFC championships and is a Super Bowl.
What he's accomplished says Jalen Hurts a pretty good quarterback. And if there's no obvious number 5, to me, the tie should go to Jalen Hurts as the 5th best quarterback in football. Dan Ball.
Didn't Saquon Barkley win a Super Bowl, though? Jalen Hurts was certainly there and had a good season, but I feel like he's kind of a victim of, similar to what you just argued with Jamar Chase there, a victim of the elite circumstances.
How many
around
Super Bowls has Jalen Hurts been to?
2 now? Yeah, right?
2?
2, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That wasn't
I'm sorry. Jeez, my God, I keep forgetting
Wasn't a
that he
trick
lost
question.
to Kansas City once before they throttled them. He's been to 2. Jeez.
2 Super Bowls. Jaden Daniels has played in 1 season in the National Football League.
Yeah, but look what he did in that 1 season. I know that you're...
Did he go to the Super Bowl?
No, he got right to the doorstep as a rookie.
Did he go to the Super Bowl?
No.
Please only answer the questions that are asked of you on this show.
No, he did not. But was the surrounding cast as good as Jalen Hurts?
No.
No,
I wouldn't say that.
Perfect. There you go.
Was Jalen Hurts' surrounding cast as good when he went to the Super Bowl a couple years ago?
It was still damn good.
It was good.
Yeah.
Okay. I actually think you have a pretty good Jaden Daniels surrounding cast. I think they have a pretty good team. I think
they're on their way
a
up.
Good receiver.
Probably similar to Philadelphia.
Like all of I actually think they're on the way down, but I think they're going to have a great.
Oh, that's right. We
year.
already bet over Jaden Daniels year too. That's right.
I'm not the biggest Jalen Hurts fan. But when you look at what he's done, and he's kind of thrown when he needs to throw, he runs when he needs to run, he runs the play that the league wants to ban, he's been to the Super Bowl twice, he's won one of the Super Bowls, and he's also dealt with, in my opinion, this is my words, not his, he's never said this, I think he's got a boob of a head coach, and he deals with a boob of a head coach at all times, which I think is a challenge for him as the quarterback of that.
I was going to say, why the scrutiny on Jalen Hurts, and why do you believe that there is a dearth of national appreciation for his, not only just talents, but accomplishments? Throws a nice deep ball. He's a more accurate quarterback than people give him credit for. It's like the stigma of the way he played ball that led him out of Alabama and into the arms of Lincoln Riley in Oklahoma still dogs him in the pros, which is so strange.
Because he's not the physically most obviously gifted. He doesn't have a strong arm. He's not the fastest. He's not the tallest. He's not the biggest. He's not any of those things.
Squats 605 pounds.
Just does what he needs to do to win. He does, as Dan Ball noted, have what I think most people believe to be the best roster in football around him. I think that's held against him a little bit. He reminds me a little bit of when Russell Wilson was at his prime, and the whole thing was like, he never got any MVP votes. He was never even in the conversation for MVP. Russell Wilson, because he wasn't the biggest, the fastest, the strongest, the best, he was a good all-around quarterback, and I think there's some similarities to their games. And Russell Wilson rode a defense. It was a defensive-led Seattle team. He had a running back that was a big part of it, and he kind of got lost in the shuffle, even though I'm told that quarterbacks are supposed to manage games and win Super Bowls. Sometimes when guys do that, they don't get the credit for doing